Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I'm merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's the Hierophant. Very cool. Let's see where this goes. That'll be our departure point. We're going to do our Dove and Serpent spread. This is nice. This is very interesting. Path of the Serpent here. Yeah, I like this. Mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Smith Waite deck for this. And this is the card that we set aside. We're going to put it right here. We'll put the frog right on top. And we're not going to look at that until the very end. Okay? And hopefully that card will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end. So let's take a look here. We've got major, major, major. It's a really kind of a spiritual time for you. I think a lot is happening. I think it's happening pretty quickly, you know. I think that we need to kind of prepare for some of this spiritual activation. We've got some good air energy, some earth energy, a little bit of fire, a little bit of air. The air seems like it's the most challenging thing, and I feel like it usually is, you know. I feel like the air is always a challenging bit for us. What we don't see is a lot of water. So maybe it is, maybe there's something mental or intellectual that's blocking our water, right? Because the water's not here. Either it's not a factor, it's not an issue, that doesn't seem likely, or there's something that's kind of blocking it from coming up, from flowing. Well, let's start with the Hierophant card. I think you're somebody who is always learning. I think you're a lifelong student. I think more than being like a book learner or like a university kind of thing, this is mostly like learning about life, learning about yourself, learning maybe about this air energy, where it comes from, right? Where it's taking you. This is establishing a connection with our own spirit guide, guardian angel, God, goddess, deity. I feel as if you are being prepared for a spiritual transformation, right? This card here is kind of the one who is preparing you, right? This is your own soul, your own higher mind. This is source. This is spirit. This is divinity. I think you're being instructed. You're being trained almost for the intensity of your life that's coming. Okay. I feel like you're trying to be, not warned. I don't want to say warned. You're being told to kind of, to look out. Okay. We see the star energy coming from above. Now, the star energy is related to Aquarius, and that is an air sign, but this card is about water, right? This is the spiritual water. This is an influx of this water energy, this really spiritualized water energy that is just about to come pouring down on you, right? This is really, I think, this is an intense situation that is just about to hit you. Now, I think it's going to be positive, right? I think this is going to be something that's very overwhelming emotionally, but it's for a good purpose. It's really for, it's a tears of joy kind of thing. Because the star energy is very beneficial, very nurturing, very healing, very creative energy. But it's going to bring up a lot of stuff for you. Okay. And I think it's going to happen quite rapidly. I don't feel like there's a lot of time to prepare. I think it's basically like get ready because there's going to be a sudden downpour, you know. And a sudden downpour, yeah, sometimes they can be fun, you know. We enjoy the rain, but too much water, we're going to get soaked, and then we've got to get in the car, we've got to go home, we've got to change. It's just, it's a mess. It's fun, but it's a mess. But I think these are some real blessings that are coming your way, but they're going to like trigger other things in you. Okay? And it's not something that we can work out intellectually. So at the beginning I said that it looked like our water energy was blocked because there's too much mental activity going on, you know? And maybe this is like kind of an intellectual umbrella, right? We're intellectualizing things so much that we're not going to feel this water coming down on us, right? We don't want this emotional release, which is also a tremendous blessing. It's an influx of creative energy and emotion and connection and meaning. It's very powerful water energy. But if we over-intellectualize it, it kind of loses its benefit. You know what I mean? We're too much stuck in the left brain, so to speak. Too logical sometimes. And I think, honestly, that's a counterbalance for Cancer. That's kind of an overcompensation. Being too emotional. There's too much water. Well, then I'm going to counteract that by being serious and logical. Right? Being in my head. And that's what I see with the Eight of Swords. We're in our head a little bit too much, that we're not going to properly receive this spiritual energy, this water energy that's flowing down. There's a sudden downpour that's going to happen. And I think it's going to overpower this little umbrella that we have. Our umbrella's going to fold the wrong way, and it's going to be just carried off by the wind, right? Because it's almost like Spirit has been kind of sending you these messages, a little bit of water here and there, trying to get your attention, and we've been too much in our heads. So now it's going to be a full-on monsoon, right? Energetically speaking, not literally. I can't predict the weather. So, how do we prepare for this? Well, the Hierophant really is letting you learn the hard way, I think. You know, yeah, we see all of this air energy here. Even the energy of yesterday. This is air on air. This is more air than we realistically need for what we're doing. You know, we're taking something that's normally creative and we're turning it into like a chore. We're turning it into something not fun, right? We're turning it into something intellectual when it should be something sensual or something emotional, something compassionate. We're turning it into a job almost, you know. We're trying to rationalize everything. So I think that's how we're kind of keeping a lot of this water energy away. These are all the things that are keeping a lid on the water energy. But this star, you know, we can't fight against these major arcana. These are forces that are going to happen. We can't do anything about this, right? So we have to prepare for it. You know, it's an inevitability. It's coming. We can't stop it. Can't even really slow it down. It's coming. And the Hierophant is here right in the center saying, look, you know, you have the insight. You're a very intelligent soul. You need to learn this lesson. And I think that's the general message behind the Hierophant here. Not going to hold your hand with it. Not going to, tell you it's going to be okay or to warn you of what's coming, give you any kind of advantage. We just have to learn the hard way sometimes, you know. But it's interesting because see the way we're looking at this, that it's going to be something bad, that it's going to be something, we don't want, something painful or something uncomfortable at the very least. But why? Why do we look at it that way? You know? Why do we see this water energy as being something uncomfortable? I think it's part of a normal Cancer kind of reaction to things. We're always expecting things to not be pleasant, you know. But we have to change that, because this star energy, and that really is a symptom of the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is turning everything into a disaster. It's turning everything into a reason to reject, you know. This is seeing everything in a very, very pessimistic way. Everything is going to be miserable and uncomfortable. This is thinking something as beautiful as a summer rain, right? And this is the energy that says, but now my shirt's going to be all wet. You know, it's just a bummer, right? So we got to get out of this. Because I really feel like this star energy has some really, really good energy for you, really strong, intense blessings coming in your way. So I want to get excited for that, but we don't have a lot of fire energy. We don't have a lot of excitement here. You know, this star energy is a blessing. This is a miracle. You know, this is divine energy that is pouring down into your life, and we can either hold up our umbrella and avoid it, let it run off and go, just scatter, waste it. Or we can try to be open and embrace it and utilize it for something. Allow it to work through us. Tomorrow, I see this Seven of Discs. Now, maybe not literally tomorrow, but after this. This is a lot of work. This is a lot of doing something. Digging ditches, you know, nailing boards together or something. This is not the work you do for money. This is the work that you do for work. This is the work you do to strengthen yourself. This is the work that you do to express your energy, to get it all out, right? This is, I think, letting go of a lot of this pent-up water energy, a lot of this maybe repressed water energy, letting it out through physical activity, right? Because this is not work that is going to result in a finished product. This is not planting seeds in the ground and you get fruit at the end, or zucchini or something. This is not doing work and then getting a paycheck, or building something and then, you know, selling it or whatever. This is the work that you do for the release of the energy, right? Just simply burning calories, you know what I mean? And I think that this is how we're going to maybe open up some of this water, or how we're going to utilize this spiritual water coming down, right? This grace, this spiritual insight, this influx of starlight, right? I think that this is I'm not sure how to describe that. You know, it's like starlight, but it's water. You know what I mean? It's something that's going to wash over you, and if we utilize it, then we can express it outwardly, I think, through some kind of work, some kind of creative process, some kind of energy expenditure. It will take with it all of our pent-up water energy, you know, cleanses us, washes it away. Okay. And I think underneath it all, with the Death card here, it's something that we know we need. We're holding on to a lot of stuff. Okay. I see that with the Three of Swords here at the end, more air energy. This is us dwelling on past pain, past suffering, right? And it seems absurd if we think about it, and this is part of our thought process too. It's like, I keep finding myself doing this. Why am I doing this? Why do I keep running through all of these memories of past trauma, past pain, past suffering? Why do I keep doing that and dwelling on that? Because now I just keep feeling it, And so I think that we're trying to stop doing that. But in the process, we're distancing ourselves from our water energy, from our emotions, from those feelings. We feel like if we just don't think about it, we don't feel it, then we're that problem solved, right? We've got a nice Band-Aid on there. And so that pushes us more and more into the left brain kind of thing, into the air energy, into the making everything a logical, rational, very serious kind of thing, But I think this is the death card. This is something that we have to let go of. We have to let go of the tension. We have to allow the water to come over us and go through us and wash away all this crud. I think we've got a lot of crud. And if we can let that go, then, we're making progress, right? But I don't want this reading to be just about our emotions and our trauma and our pain and letting all of this kind of stuff go. I think that's something that we need to do so that we can enjoy ourselves, that we can enjoy, this 9 of discs. This is in your general energy. This is all the good stuff that's coming your way. But you won't be able to enjoy it if we're stuck here, if we don't have this water, this star energy flowing through us. Okay. My daughter's toy again, it just said, "I'll race you to the river." I think that's very appropriate. So I think we all do. I think we need to race to the river. And you know what? The star energy. In the Rider-Waite Smith kind of decks, the star, the woman is at the river, right? Filling up the gourd or the vessel at the river. So I think that's very appropriate. We do need to dip into the river of our, ever-flowing emotions. We can't just avoid the water. We've got to immerse ourselves in it, but not in this intellectual way. We've got to allow spirit to go through us and help us clear all that energy out. Because there are a lot of good things coming your way. There are a lot of accomplishments, achievements. I think you are making progress in your physical health. You're making progress at work. Your finances are starting to come together, right? Your relationships with other people, you want those to really succeed and flourish. We've got the Hermit energy too, okay? The Hermit energy is, I think, what's happening in your environment. I think you're slowly distancing yourself from people, I think you're slowly sequestering yourself. And, that's okay. We all do that. As long as we can use this period of time productively, because this Hermit has that starlight in there. And maybe your lamp right now seems a little dusty or a little dim. We need to let this starlight in so that your Hermit's lamp can be turned all the way up, right? That you can have that connection with spirit, with your own kind of inner Hierophant, this guide, spirit guide, your mentor, ancestors, guardian angels, and learn the lesson, really listen and feel. And maybe this Hermit energy will turn itself around a little bit, and we'll have the desire to be part of the world again, right? The Hermit can come down from the mountain and engage with society a little bit. Enjoy some of these blessings and miracles and some of these material successes that are coming your way. Your accomplishments, your achievements. What are you working on in your physical life that you can see, that you can watch it improving, it's getting better? I think there's a lot going on. Now, Two of Wands. Here's the fire energy. Here's what we need to kind of get get things going again, get mad, get fired up about something. But this is in the position of what we don't want. It's kind of like, it's kind of like when we're in a bad mood, and the people around us are trying to cheer us up and we just don't want it. Don't come at me smiling and being happy. We don't want to get fired up, because sometimes we like being how we are, right? This is what we don't want, but it's what we need. We need to be livened up. And I think the star energy is going to do that. I think this is going to be somewhat of a cathartic experience, somewhat of a spiritual experience for you. Okay? And at the beginning, I think the Hierophant basically is saying, watch out, there's going to be a sudden downpour. A lot of these emotions are going to come rushing out of you. Okay? That is you dipping into that river. And that's all right. Let them out. Let them flow. Don't try to rationalize them. Don't try to figure them out. Don't try to analyze them. Just let them flow. See, the star energy, it's coming down from the top and it's pouring out from the bottom. It's flowing through, And I think that might liven us up a little bit. I want to see the mystery card here. Let's see if this is going to liven us up a little bit. Because this fire energy, it's the one fire energy we have, and we're rejecting it. We're pushing that fire away. Here's the Emperor. So the Emperor is kind of a little bit Hierophant, a little bit fire, So this might be someone who does get fired up and now feels a little bit more confident about everything, Now feels like they're a little bit more in charge. It's like we've woken up for the day now. And the Emperor is prepared for the difficulties that come. The Emperor is someone, I think, who leans toward the side of action, for one thing, but knows how to balance the feelings with logic to make proper decisions for the good of the realm, right? For your whole benefit, for a long-term plan. Right? Not just for immediate what feels good now, but for long-term projections. We can't always react on how we feel right now in the moment, but it's an important factor. We have to take into account how we feel. What does our gut tell us? What do our emotions tell us? And then what does our logic tell us? And try not to mix the two up. So I think the Emperor is kind of showing the state that we could be in the future. Where we're trying to get a control and discipline over ourselves, over our lives, and not be kind of tossed around in these downpours, not have to go through. Maybe this isn't the first time we've had a downpour like this. It's not our first rodeo. Maybe this is a repeating pattern. Maybe we distance ourselves, we go away from the river, we get too much in the left brain, too much in the air energy, and then eventually Spirit has to send this downpour. Because we're too much of a drought, we get a downpour, and then maybe we're okay for a minute, and then maybe we start kind of going back to the same old things. So maybe the Emperor is finally the card, the energy that says we have to break this cycle. Right? We have to get a calm, confident balance and authority and control over ourselves and our lives. We can't keep going in these cycles, because I feel like we go through these cycles and we're missing out on so much, right? We're missing out, again, all of these blessings, these 9 discs, all of the good things that are happening in your life. I feel like we're only semi-present in them sometimes, We're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around for the extended Cancer, just click up here. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Cancer, but for every zodiac sign. I sincerely want to thank you for taking this journey with me. Okay. When I read for Cancer, I'm also kind of reading for myself too. So this is This is a unique experience for all of us here, I think. And I really do appreciate you watching these videos. Thank you for letting me read for you. And I'll see you again very soon.